Well, hello, everybody, and good afternoon. There we go. Alright, so I don't know why that always gets me. Give me a second, guys. My face is a little too bright. Ah, the power of the light. Which is funny because, like, I do OBS and then my face looks bright, but then I do, like, Twitch and I look dark as hell. Yeah, go figure. Alright, guys, so welcome to another Astrocats drawing session. It's been a hot minute, but you know what? You guys know that I game, I have a regular job, adulting. Alright, so as usual, let's just give Stream Beats love where it's due. Without their stuff, my background would be very, very dull. Also, check us out on Instagram. Please show us some love. We are on Facebook as well, Astrocats. I love you guys for the support. And we're also on YouTube, so it is great. Now, we are currently working on episode 4. That's pretty much what we're doing today. We're pretty much just going to go ahead and we are going to continue to work on some of these features that I'm missing. Alright, sweet. Let me do... There we go. That's what I need. Close and fill. There we go. Alright, so you guys know I always like to start with a blue. Now, there is a scene where our boy Scully is cooking popcorn with a laser. So I need to design a kitchen. Now, the one thing that about this kitchen is I need to design a kitchen that has a menacing painting in the background. It's going to be a running gag. So it's one of those things that I really want to add in there in the background. So let's go ahead and take a look at some pictures of kitchens or chef's kitchen. Okay, you guys know I'm always love looking at references. That is my jam. Okay, no, those are home kitchens. Professional kitchens. Chefs. Professional kitchens. There we go. Now we're cooking. Okay. Alright, always love me reference. God, some of these are nice. Holy hell. Okay. Man, makes my kitchen look like... No, that's not what I wanted. There we go. I like something a little more muted. There we go. That's a lot better. Now let's go ahead and switch to my pencil. And I'm going to switch to pencil. And we're going to do some quick sketches. Alright, always start by setting up your horizon line. Keep forgetting this is not like Photoshop. Okay. And I can make this so it's a one-point perspective. Or I can just kind of make it a little bit more dynamic. So I'm going to set up my vanishing point right here. I'm going to drop the opacity here. You guys know when it comes to my backgrounds, it's not my favorite thing to do, but I do like to stay within perspective. Okay, so let's create a counter. Now I can't make this too low. I mean, I can, but... Because I gotta keep in mind, my character's going to come in here. So let me borrow a character as a point of reference. Please give me a second. Astrocats. Let me go to character Scully. Where are you, Scully? Alright, by the way, you see me a little scratchy and itchy because I had my booster today. And for whatever reason, I'm suddenly feeling a little bit itchy. If I die, I die. I had a good run. Alright, let me find you. Okay, so this is... Alright, so I'm gonna borrow this and I'm gonna dump this in here. And then, can I not bring this in here? Copy. I need to create a new layer, I guess. There we go. Alright, and I am going to use this as a reference point. Just kind of like a height guidance. There we go. And I'm going to drop his opacity down, way down. Because I want something that he can reach. Alright, cool beans. I'm going to lock this up. Okay. There we go. So let's go ahead. So, first things first, let's go and continue working on that counter. Okay, and in this case, I might just do... I can do a 1-point perspective, which would be a lot easier. If I really feel like getting dynamic, I can do 2-point perspective, but I need to make sure my character fits. So for right now, for the sake of sanity, let's just leave it at 1-point perspective. There we go, so we have a counter. Now in this counter, I am going to put like some crazy thing on the roof. And that's fine. This is going to be like one of those like hanging like kitchen accessories. But instead it's going to have these like really cool robotics attached to it. Yeah, it looks like a nipple. You can laugh it up. I really don't care. These things are going to be like different accessories. So this is going to be like a, maybe like an egg beater kind of deal. But for most part, this is going to be a laser. And that's really, I really need to think of this design through. Okay, so let's think about this for a moment. So right now, let's go ahead and do this. So the way that I'm thinking about it is, here we have an arm. It's got a joint. It's got another joint there. Another joint here. And then it's got a joint there. That's the way my brain is thinking about this. Okay, not a big deal. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. And then right here, maybe there's some lights. And I'm still using my vanishing point. Always use your vanishing point. This is going to be some light. And there might be some additional doors here that might have some additional robotics added to it. But that's something that probably will be revealed with time. So let's start with just that basic kitchen there. That's totally fine. Alright, so this would be your center island. And then from there, what I really want to do is set up a really nice like prep area over here. Again, this is going to be a really rough sketch. Now, there is something that I do need to add on here, since this is my horizontal line. I do need to add some additional perspective lines in here. Okay, and a good way to set this up is... Oops. Let me lock this up real quick. Oops. Come on. Lock. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to grab the distance from top to bottom, and I'm going to split this in about a third. Then I'm going to grab that, split that in a third. Then split that in a third. Third. No, that looks terrible. And I know most modern software has like a grid system on it, but I'm being cheap, so I don't have the grid system on this. Not that I know of. Okay, with that I'm going to drop this way down. And that kind of gives me a grid system to kind of work to place this in perspective. That's pretty much what I'm doing. Okay, so with this locked in place, I'm going to grab these two. I'm going to lock both of those layers. Now I can continue sketching here. Like I said, today I'm only coming up with a concept idea. As you guys know, I like to kind of just sketch out some concepts, run it through my friends, and make sure that we are on the right track. So this right here is going to be an additional kitchen. Okay, we're going to head over here. Boop. Alright, and most of these kitchens, they have like some really nice stuff. So they'll have clearly like a stove right here. This is going to be the counter. Okay, so that makes it look like they are parallel with each other. And because this is 1 point perspective. So the way you have 1 point. Okay, so with 1 point, you have anything going up and down, left and right, and an angle. Okay, anything going up and down will not be affected, but anything going at an angle, it is. So let me explain how that goes. So if there's my horizontal line, here's a vanishing point. Let me borrow the color red. And let's say here's my box. Okay, so anything that is going vertical and horizontal is not affected, but anything going at an angle is. You can see right here, I just drew a box in 1 point perspective. Okay, not too bad, right? Now, when you're dealing with 2 point perspective, which we're not going to be doing this because I'm trying to keep this style very simple, very dynamic. Okay, you have, here's your horizontal line. You have vanishing point A, vanishing point B. Now, in this case, anything going horizontal or anything going angle will be affected, but anything vertical will not. So with this, I'm going to start with a reference line. Let me turn off some of these other things real quick. Oh, I'm drawing all that in the same layer. Well, poop against. That's okay. All right. So anything going horizontal will be affected. Anything going vertical will not. And then this gives me reference point 1 and 2. And I use my horizontal or my vanishing points to find my planes. And then we just use this as reference and then we seal it. That gives me a box. Like, obviously there's a little bit more to this, but this is how you draw a box in 2 point perspective. Just really easy. It's down and dirty, and it just kind of gets the point across. Can you get more technical with this? Absolutely. Now, 3 point perspective, all three of the lines get affected. Anything going vertical, horizontal, and at an angle. So for example, let's say here's my horizontal line. Okay, I have vanishing point A, B, and then let's say C is up here. So using vanishing point C, I need a starting point. Okay, so I'm using this. This is not my reference line. So this is reference point 1, reference point 2. And then I'm going to first find the sides. Okay, and then I'm going to use this third vanishing point to discover the other 2 planes. And I know this seems messy, but it makes a lot of sense. Trust me. And now I have my box drawn in 3 point perspective. And because this was drawn right on the horizontal line, it gives you more of a look of something that is like kind of mighty, like we're closer to the ground looking up. So there'll be like my person, and let's say this is like a statue. Haha! And it's like a statue of a superhero. But anyway, but that is something drawn in 3 point perspective. Now, why does this matter? Because I'm currently drawing a kitchen in 1 point perspective. So I needed to have all those horizontal lines drawn out so that way it makes sense. Let me turn everything back on. This is my character that I'm using for reference. This right here, this is the counter. And then I'm using this as my reference points to figure out everything else on the plane. Okay, so right here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use this again. This right here gives me my point of reference. Again, anything going vertical and horizontal is not affected because I'm using one vanishing point in this situation. Okay, so it's going to give me the bottom of this counter here. Oh, by the way, guys, I've been watching Cyberpunk, and it is amazing. It is so violent, but it's amazing. Okay. I know, just what every girl wants. Give me something violent. Okay. Okay, so from here, I can either continue. Okay. Or I could try to figure out where the background's gonna go. Okay, so I need to figure out where the walls of this room is gonna go. Okay, so right here, this is in a plane. Let's make this like the back. Now, notice that I'm not finishing the wall here because it looks like it's an alleyway, and it's like an aisle, and it just stops right on the wall. In this case, by adding this distance right here and lifting it higher, it gives the illusion that my character, this right here is a brick, it's got mass, and then my character can walk around it if it needs to. So I'm figuring out my geography. So right now, if this is my room, all right, we have drawn this table, that's this right here, and then we have drawn this counter over here. Now, by me adding this, I'm setting up the wall right here, and my camera is facing in this direction right here. So that's pretty much what I'm thinking when I'm doing this, what I'm laying out in my mind. Yes, there is some method to my madness, and there is some planning going on. And keep in mind, this doesn't exist. So I'm pretty much figuring out the geography of this building in my mind as I am drawing this. Okay. Hold on. Sorry, I have a friend that's sick. I'm making sure they're okay. Okay, cool beans. Alright, so my friend's okay, cool beans. You know, sometimes, like, I gotta tell you, I've lost a lot of people in my life, and I value people. I don't take them for granted. I am honest as hell. So I believe in being kind and treating people with respect. I won't let anybody disrespect me. But I do my best that if someone is in need, I try to help them. And I have a friend that's very, very sick right now. And it's something that is out of my expertise, you know, like especially when dealing with behavioral health. So I'm making sure that, you know, hey, this is the need this is the help you need to get. You know, there's no shame. Just get better. I'm trying to be positive for this person. And, you know, I know how far I can help somebody, and I also know when to call it quits. Okay. So, we have a kitchen. Okay, so this right here, now, this is the prep area. Okay, so most prep areas will have, like, a stove. Now, this is the future, so maybe a lot of these things are prep against the wall. Okay, what else do we got right here? Okay, a sink. Alright, what else do we got? Oh, make sure that you have the front oven flap. Okay, what else can we add right here? Additional drawers. Okay, and again, this is a rough sketch. This will get cleaned off once I get approval. Okay, maybe on the wall we got like pans, like bowls. We got like some weird pan thing that I've never seen before, like a square pan from some odd planet. A spoon. And then up here, I want to put things that are storage. Now remember, items that are closer to you tend to be bigger. Hey, what's up, Gun Bunny? Items that are further away are going to look smaller. So maybe up here, I'm going to add things like sacks of flour. Okay, these are going to be in the foreground. And... okay. Maybe right here we're gonna have some like crazy like alien goop thing. Like a jar. And it's got some crazy goopy thing with eyeballs on it. It's space, man. It could be anything. Alright, and then right here we're gonna add a couple additional things. Maybe like boxes of some seasonings or whatever. Some liquors. Okay. Now back here, what I want to do... and this is the joke. I want to add a really gaudy painting of the head chef. Like, really gaudy. Like, this thing it's like the size of a wall, and I want to make 3 of them. Like, it's just this chef who's really full of himself, and every painting of him is like his main poses. So I'm gonna have to design 3 different paintings. You know, pick 1, pick 2, pick 3, just to make it even more funny and intimidating. All right, so from there, let me see, what else do we have in these kitchens? Don't worry, excuse me. Ooh, extra stoves. Okay, so now that we have this side, I do need to create an entrance to this room. Okay, what's my vanishing point? That's this right there. Okay, and from there, so this will be the door. Oh my goodness. My nose itches. Gotta love allergy season. Don't worry, guys. I got my Pedialyte. Okay, I got this right here. Now I do want to add some stoves in here, like the wall-to-wall. Oh, you know, it'd be better creating some racks, because it could create all the food on one side. So I need to have stoves and racks, like for baking. So I'm gonna head over here. Okay, and I gotta be careful that I don't make this blocking the doorway. Okay, now these are gonna be some incredibly tall racks. Remember, anything vertical, horizontal will not be affected, but anything going at an angle will be. So we're starting with a block here. Okay, so that gives me a rock. So now I have a path. So now it looks, if I'm looking at this from the top, here's the geography that I have created. Here is the entrance. This right here is a baking rack. Then I have the main island. Then I have another section here. I got painting 1, 2, 3, and then here's the door, and my character is right here. So that's the geography that I have created for this room from the top side view. Alright, let me head over here. Erase that out. Alright, let's go ahead and create some racks. I'm gonna go ahead, 1, 2, and I'm gonna do 2 sets of ovens. And a lot of this, the reason why I don't mind doing this so dirty is because this is us coming up with layouts for the ship, for the show down the line. We're still fleshing out a lot of our premises, a lot of our content. Okay, right now this really sucks. Okay, let me undo that cancel. Oh, actually, I need to save this. Whoopsie. Okay, let me go to boards. Oh, storyboards, videos, assets, backgrounds, short backgrounds. Now we'll create a new one. I don't find this item. That's fine. I'm trying to make a new folder. Okay, so my folder's doing something really weird, so I'm gonna save this in the desktop for now. Desktop. New. Kitchen. Okay, I'm gonna sit over here. Sorry. Kitchen. Okay, sweet. So now I have to save that. Always save, kids. Oh my god, always save, for the love of Pete. Okay, so now that has been saved. Okay, let's go ahead and use this as some points of reference. And I'm kind of eyeballing it. Clearly this is not perfect, but I'm making sure that it's lining up. Okay, now with these, if these are tray holders, sometimes you see that they have plastic on these. Especially if they're baking. If you go to like an H-E-B, Publix, or any of these places that have like a full-blown bakery, when they're pulling out the bread, there's like these tall racks that go up. And that's what I want this to be. Now also keep in mind, because these are racks and we're looking at this from an angle, we're going to be able to see the bottom of these planes. Okay. This one's going to be kind of flat. Now, once we start reaching here, we're going to start seeing some of the items on the top. So if there's any baked goods, we're going to start seeing those. Okay. So now we got some baking goods there. Now, how does this work right here? So, if we have like the what it's not really the 180. There's no real 180 rule, but what it is let's say this is my horizon line. Let's say I have an item that looks like a hockey puck. All right, we all see now. If this was right in the center and I draw the hockey puck, it's gonna look like a square. However, if I start moving away from that center point to the left or right, you're going to see that hockey puck is going to start expanding, and we're going to start seeing some more of those planes until it starts getting more aggressive. Like if I'm going the other way, the further away I go to see, the more this plane is exposed. So this is what's happening right here, but going up and down. So if I were to administer that here, here's my horizon line. Let's say I got a rectangle. Okay, this is what it looks like straight ahead. This is what it looks like beep, 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 from below, and the further and further and further I look away, poop. See, the further it goes from the center, the more that bottom plane starts being exposed, and that's what's happening right here. So it gives the illusion that it is, even though it's a two-dimensional drawing, it gives the illusion that this mass is moving within this three-dimensional space. And even though this is a very simple sketch, you still got to keep those things in mind. That's always kind of like when people go, oh, it's just a cartoon. And I'm just sitting there. I love watching cartoons. There is a lot of labor that goes into creating, like, just natural or like content from scratch. You have to generate everything you see, and I mean everything. So it doesn't get appreciated. Like I said, I'm currently watching Cyberpunk, and the amount of detail that I'm gonna have to watch that a couple times because there's a lot of detail hidden in the background. And even though some of it is just some basic matte painting that they did just to kind of pump out a quick background, there's still a lot going on there. And it's by Studio Trigger, so you know their stuff is good. Okay, so this right here, I'm gonna grab Scully. Let me unlock you. And I'm gonna make them semi-transparent. Okay, so right here, there is my kitchen drawn in 1-point perspective. Again, this is just a rough, but I still need to add because remember, he is lasering popcorn on here. So I'm gonna grab in a new layer, and I'm going to quickly sketch what these robotic arms look like to kind of give my friends an idea what I'm going for. And even that, I don't like that very much. So let me go 1, 2, 3. Okay, I like that flexibility of having an extra joint on here. There we go. There we go. Okay. So if this is the bag of popcorn, and so the joke is I wanted something that looked like a Jiffy Pop. I'm not sure if you guys, some of you guys might be way too young. So Jiffy Pop was this thing when I was a kid, and it literally looks like a giant lollipop. It looks like this on the top, okay? And this right here is like a swirl, and it's got like aluminum foil, and in it you put it over the stove. So when you put it over the stove, it goes from like this, and you cannot microwave, by the way. It goes from like flat like that, and then it just blows up to like this ginormous size. And then when you open it, it opens up to this like crazy, like just little mountain of popcorn, assuming you didn't burn it, you know. So just look it up. It's called Jiffy Pop. This product has been out since forever. So yeah, it's not a new product. Actually, how old is Jiffy Pop? Give me a second. Because my mom was pretty old, and Jiffy Pop, Uh, the Jiffy Salsa, Jiffy Pop. Okay, how old is Jiffy Pop? Okay, so since 1959, they've been around. So yes. So my mom remember when Jiffy Pop appeared, and she was all about it. Okay, and I'm gonna use blue. Let me use yellow. And again, this is just a rough sketch to show that these lasers are hitting the popcorn. Okay, and then there's Scully for a point of reference. And even him, I might make him just a smidget smaller. There we go. That makes a little more sense, because man, he was huge. There we go. Because these cats are about like 2.5 heads tall. Okay, so that gives me like a really nice point of reference. But all in all, you know, this is what I kind of wanted to get done tonight. I want to flesh this out. I'm trying to get back into drawing a little bit more. I need to work on my comic. I got another lead to work on that. I am on book 7, The Promise. You guys remember a couple months ago, I injured my hand, and sadly, my hand is permanently damaged here. So I accelerated arthritis in my hand. Aging is a fantastic process, but it's a good thing I just don't do drawing for a living anymore. I'm a big believer of diversifying your skill sets, so I do all kinds of different stuff today for a living. Thank God. So all in all, I am not. I'm okay. I'm fine. Okay, and the good part is because I don't draw all day, I'm not destroying my hand, and I can still do my own stuff. So I'm switching my style between analog painting and then doing more like pencil type work. So with that, guys, this is where I'm gonna stop for tonight. I need to run this by my crew, make sure it looks okay and this fits the environment of the story that we're doing. And then once I get the approval, then I can go ahead and come back and then go ahead and refine it for the final production in the video. So with that, guys, I am going to. Okay, what time is it? It's 8:20. I really want to finish Cyberpunk. I really want to finish it. It's so good. So I think I'm gonna hop out for tonight. I'm down to the last 2 episodes of Cyberpunk, so I really want to finish that. So I'll go ahead and oh my god, I look fat. I just looked at myself in the So it says, well, I'm fat, but not really fat. I got big boobs, man. And I'm wearing a baggy shirt. Nothing about. Yeah, no, Cyberpunk is the shit, man. It's really good. I will highly suggest you guys still haven't finished it. Oh my god, dude, that first episode is so bleak. Where they keep talking about, like, you guys don't, like, your insurance is so cheap. You can't even visit your mom in the hospital. That was gut-wrenching. I was like, oh no. No, this is terrible. But yeah, no, all in all, I will highly suggest for you to watch it. It's presenting a future that doesn't seem. Oh yeah, no, it was like I said that when I saw what happened to his mom. I was like that was my look in my face. I was like, oh god, So it's like if the city and Mad Max had a baby. No, I'm not giving you any spoilers. I'm not telling you anything else. But just kind of setting the tone for the show. I mean, this takes place in the future. But you know, as bleak as this show seems, you're like, oh, there's no way we'll get that way. And I'm like, I've dealt with enough insurances to tell you that if they could get away with the kind of stuff they do in this show, they so would. And it's kind of concerning and slightly bleak. And I'm pretty sure, as we have seen, I know when I was a kid, insurance used to cover everything for you. And now as I gotten older, now they seem to be covering less and less and less and less. Now, I'm not talking about politics. I'm just talking about medical coverage. And my suspicion is, as we continue to have a population boom or things getting more expensive, it's gonna get worse. And this show kind of highlighted that weird bleakness of our, you're nothing without medical insurance. And it's so gut-wrenching, man. It is. But But anyway, guys, thank you for joining me. I said I really want a game tonight, but I think for tonight I'm going to finish Cyberpunk. I'm last on my last 2 episodes. I'm going to run this by my team, and hopefully tomorrow... I've had a really long day today. I had a lot going on. And so hopefully by tomorrow I can get an approval, and then I can start doing cleanups tomorrow. You guys can see me like work on cleanups for this tomorrow. But anyway, guys, you have a good night, and I'll talk to you guys later. Night-night.